There we go. So let me see if I can get to my images so I can remember which one I sent.
One was a Monet, the other
Yep.
was a sailboat, and the first one I couldn't tell. It looks kind of impressionistic, but I couldn't tell whose it was.
It was oil.
John Otis Adams. There
John
it is.
Otis Adams.
Right. And then Joseph Mallard, William Turner,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Monet.
And the Monet.
Water lily.
The water lilies. Yep. So there we go. So we've got the William Turner. Now the William Turner was English, and he actually is a gentleman that was actually painting during the Romantic period. So he is actually considered part of the academic. So his brushstrokes are not like the Impressionist. He has very smooth brushstrokes, right?
Okay.
But
I'm sorry, what was his name again?
Turner, Joseph
Okay.
Mallory William Turner.
Long name.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
And that piece is actually at the Art Institute of Chicago.
Pretty.
Oh, that's the shirt I have on right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like that one too. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He had a habit of doing he loved painting the sea, but one of the things he did was he had a habit of painting tragedies at the sea.
Mm.
So sea battles, ships going down, people dying at sea, these type of things just really appealed to him. But his paintings
Is there
were,
some history? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah. Is there some history about that for him, or?
yeah, actually, and there was a movie made not too long ago. If you
Oh.
want to actually check that out.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. Very interesting gentleman. Very powerful painter. But yeah, he also he came from a family of painters. His father was a painter. But yeah, he's a very interesting gentleman. So I hope that I managed to send you an image that had enough definition. I'm not sure if it came through with enough definition, but you can expand it to actually look at some of the details of the image.
Mm-hmm.
So then there's John Otis Adams, Iridescent of a Shallow Stream. Now, if you actually manage to get that one expanded out, you can actually look and see that he's an impressionist, okay? That one's also very close to us, but it's not at the Art Institute. That one is actually in Terre Haute.
Mm-hmm.
That's at the Swope Art Museum in Terre Haute. Okay. Now that one is very interesting because it's just little dashes of paint. And if you manage to expand that one out, you can actually see the brushwork. It's just, it's
Yeah. It's like dabbing the colors.
Yeah.
Which one are you talking about for sure?
That
It's the one with the stream.
Okay, wrong one.
The blue-green.
Yeah, with all the blue-green. If you start looking down towards the bottom with all that blue, it's just dabs of blue. When you see it in person, it's really striking when you look at it. But it's just green, blue, green, blue. And it's that sky blue look to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's real pretty. Very pretty.
Yeah, so many colors in there.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice effect.
yeah.
Hmm.
But you know that he actually like put down colors and then cleaned his brush and then put down colors and then cleaned his brush, right?
Wow.
Jeez.
So it's all
Gorgeous.
different ways to actually deal with the water.
Hmm.
So when you deal with water, don't think of water as, okay, it's the water. So now this is the formula I'm going to use in order to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want you to ever think that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now let's also look at the water lilies by Monet. Can you expand out that one?
Yeah.
Can you see some of the details? Can you see some of the brushwork in there? Look over in the left-hand corner down by the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see some of that brushwork? Is that coming through? Can you see that over there with that light? Can you see where that's can you see
Oh, the
that?
big dabs?
Yeah, can you see that squiggle over there of that color?
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
loaded up his brush and just squiggled that in. Okay, that's power. Okay, that's
Yeah.
not some wimpy stuff.
Do you
Okay?
think he wet it first and then put a basic color and then dabbed, or a couple colors and then dabbed?
Well, he's doing that in oil, so that's of course going to be a little different than what we're
Oh,
dealing with
okay.
watercolor. So,
Okay.
but yeah, but boy, that does look like a watercolor when you're standing back and look at it with all those colors blending
Yes,
together,
yes.
doesn't it? But
Yes,
when
it
you're
does.
but when
Yeah.
you're close to it like that, you can see those brush strokes and that
Yeah.
power going into it, can't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just because we're dealing with watercolor doesn't mean we can't get that power into our paintings also.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so let's talk about the images that I sent you guys. So the first one is the one with the forest and the stream.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So if I was going to do this, of course, I would turn my paper so that it's this way instead of this way. Okay? Because I want my paper, I want it to be this way. Right? Now,
Mhm.
can anybody tell me what direction this is called?
Vertical.
Vertical, yeah. This is called portrait.
Oh,
Aha.
yeah.
If your paper is this way, it's called landscape. Yep.
Okay.
Regardless of what's on it, that's what it's called. Okay. So now with my 3/4 rule, right? I'm gonna put imaginary lines on here and I'm gonna think about where I'm going to be positioning things. So with my points, I need to think about what I'm gonna be putting, where. So I need to look at this as you guys look on yours. What do you think is the most, what's your focal point? What do you think is the focal point? What do you want as your focal point on this one? Somebody yell it out. What do you think?
The water.
The water? What part of the water?
Like that
Remember-
back part where it first comes into the image, maybe the center there.
Right here?
I would say the point of the rock, right? Almost in the center of the picture.
Oh, yeah, that really big rock down towards
Yeah.
the bottom.
This?
Yeah, and it kind of comes to a point and there's a splash of white right in the middle of it.
Right in through here?
No, farther down.
Farther
Yeah,
down?
No, farther down even. The big, right in
yeah,
the,
that
The
one.
big rock and that water right in the dead
Yeah.
center of it.
yeah.
This? That's what, okay. So we're gonna put this as our focal point. So right about down
Okay.
here? Or do you want it over here? What do you think?
I don't know what you're asking.
So if we're gonna make this our focal
There.
point, or are we gonna put it all the way up here and create all of this over here?
Ah,
See what I'm saying?
so kind of like cropping
That'd
the
be towards
image.
the bottom so you get the water
Yeah, I
flowing
think-
into it.
I'm
Okay,
seeing-
so we do
Yeah.
want to keep the rest of this. See what we're doing here? We're composing, but because we have this, so we are going to have to be creating more.
Mhm.
Okay. So let's now go to the wave.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the ocean wave. I actually had to go and find that one. I couldn't find any of my photos with an ocean wave. Now, remember what we were talking about, the lines of force? As you're looking
Yeah.
at that one,
Mm.
it's really this way, isn't it?
Yep.
There's not much to actually make your eye stop, is there? So as I'm looking at this, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to make that main wave, I'm going to actually make it crest higher to break those back horizontals,
Hmm.
to break this back and forth so much. Now, I don't want it to go up too high, but I want it to actually break some of that in order to stop this back and forth so much.
Is that like the second wave back? Real blue one?
You're
Yeah,
talking
no,
about
I guess it's the second wave back. I want that great big one.
the
Yeah,
surfer wave. It looks
Yeah,
like a
that
surfer
great big
wave.
surfer wave that's got that translucent little section
Right,
there.
right,
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
so
with
pretty.
that crest coming up.
right.
Yeah, I want to make
Mm.
that crest up just a little bit higher in one section so that it actually gets higher and breaks the back section.
okay.
Oh, I see that.
Oh,
I
okay.
I
So,
just saw.
so you understand? I want to make sure, I want you to understand to make an image that is interesting to the viewer. I want you to make an image that has a meaning. I don't want you to be a photocopier. You are not a
Mhm.
photocopier, you are an artist.
Mm.
To almost over accentuate the part that you want to
Correct,
project.
Okay.
okay?
Okay. The big question is, how do you get that 3D look or that curved look of that surfer wave?
Well, that's the part we're gonna be working on.
That's the big question.
That's the big question.
So would you have that wave break off the page then?
Well, let me draw it out here real quick. Let me see if I can get
Okay.
this to.
Do you do it to get it to be three-dimensional with a value?
Yes.
Okay.
So well, let's just go ahead and get started with the wave, and we'll work this out, okay?
Okay.
Because I've got some things I wanted to show you. One of the things I did was I went down and I grabbed my salt shaker.
Ah, I knew it.
Oh, salt shaker, yeah.
I knew it.
Because a lot of
you
the
can do-
techniques you can
okay.
use with watercolors, you can also use with the watercolor pencils. And
Mm,
a lot of this spray stuff that's up here, I'm going to be using the salt to actually get me that effect. Okay.
cool.
Ah,
Okay. So we've got the back section here, and I'm just gonna squiggle that up and around there. And then I've got another wave that's coming up like so. And we're gonna do like that. And then we've got a little one that's up here like this. It kind of disappears in there. Okay, so now this is where this one is. So this is the big wave. So I'm gonna maybe come down a little bit lower. And now I'm gonna bring it up higher.
whoa,
Okay.
you were high. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so see how that it breaks this horizontal back and forth so much. It gives it a much more rounded section. Now I'm going to still use these colors, right,
Mhm.
that are here. Okay, and then we've got this nice little swoop thing here. Okay. So now we've got this stuff back here. So starting in the back, always when we're doing a landscape, start at the back and we move forward. So we're going to start in the back, and I've got my blue. This is my ultramarine blue. And because there's the dark blue and the light blue, so I'm just gonna okay.
Okay. There's some way we can just keep it focused on you, so we, because it gets real small. It's hard to see when everybody else's pictures are there.
Oh,
Do we have
I
to cut?
have,
if you click on view up in the right-hand corner, there's speaker view.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it should, well,
You can
but then
pin
then it still isn't focused on Jackie though.
Yeah.
You can pin one, so if you look in at your video and there's a blue little box with 3 dots that appears, and if you click on that, you can hit pin this video.
I don't see a blue box.
I just clicked on her and it's staying on her.
how's that?
All right, let me try that. Okay. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Pin, but it's not doing anything. I'll just live with it. I
It
don't
worked
know.
for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to do it.
I got it. Thank you.
Hmm.
Okay, so yeah, if you go up to your, everybody got it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Ah, that's how you do it. Okay, got it.
Now I'm pushing down relatively hard because I want this to be dark, right? And I'm just gonna leave the little dash marks white because once I water this, it's gonna come through as the light sections.
So you're doing the dark colors now, you said?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
I'm all the way in the back. This
Mm-hmm.
is the top of my paper. I'm all the way in the back. And remember how Otis did his with just the dashes?
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm. Hmm.
And this is a dark blue, so we're really pushing down here.
Wow.
The more you push, the darker your color comes out. Oh, and apparently there was a debate going on, and the other photos I sent you, that was a shot down into a pond.
Okay.
Don't tell him he's right.
So are you, it's hard to assess proportions. Is that the middle of the page on the left? Or it's hard to assess where you are. There you go. Okay. Thank you.
One of the things I noticed is I'm looking at this little section up here, is it looks like there's a really dark band floating through this water section here on the back. So I'm just adding a little bit of black to this little section here.
Oh,
You guys seeing that too as you look at that? Can you see that?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm just
Okay.
going to add just a little bit of black to that. Not a lot, just a little bit.
Okay.
Jackie,
Yes.
do you want to take the darkest blue like all the way down to kind of your very subtle line where your first wave starts? Or do you want to leave a little space there?
So I took it all the way down to where I drew out my first line.
Okay.
Okay, so one of the things I want to do is I am going to change the angle of the sun. So this image that we have has a very like light, um, just a green color coming through, but I'm going to change the angle of the sun so that we actually have more yellow coming through. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and start with a yellow, and then we're going to go to a green. So up here at this wave here, I'm going to start with the yellow. Now I'm going to make sure to not get all the way up here because that's where the white foam is for this first wave, right? So I want this to be very light. I'm going to start out with the yellow.
See,
So we're adding yellow to the crests of the waves?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't really see this. Let me do this.
Are you having the line go all around or just at the I guess the thicker parts, the little crest there?
Yeah, so I've only got the yellow coming from here to here.
Okay.
Get rid of this.
And then I'm
What
switching
color?
over to a green.
The green. Is it a dark green like a
Yeah, it's a grass green.
grass green?
Grass green.
Does that go over the yellow?
No, I'm just barely touching the green and the yellow. I'm not actually going over the yellow yet. I'm going to be depending on the water actually blending the yellow and the green together.
Okay. So you're going right all the way over to the left from the yellow, right to left, all the way to the end, or just a little bit?
Just a little bit. I'll probably actually change this over here. See where it gets darker over in that area?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll probably actually change to the blue over in here, the blue and green.
Okay. Make mine a little darker. Are you leaving that anything else in between? Is it right up to the blue? It's really hard to see.
Okay, so
Little.
I'm leaving this area up in here
Okay, that's what I
white
thought.
because that's my foam. So
Right.
I'm not touching that at all.
Okay, okay. What are you doing?
And another thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to let my stroke follow the pattern of the wave.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Hmm. This is not good.
Whew. Yeah.
Okay, so over here on this side, I'm noticing that it's darker down here on this wave before the next wave crest. So I've got my blue and I'm going to be working some blue down here on the bottom of it. Same with the other side.
So sorry, where are you adding the blue?
Okay, so over here on the edges, as I'm
Oh, yeah,
looking at it,
yeah.
see,
Mhm.
as you look at the image, see how the wave gets darker on these two sides? So I've
Yeah.
added some blue at the bottom to darken that up.
Mm-hmm.
Are you using the same blue?
Yes.
Oh. There we go.
Come on.
Okay. Okay. So you're kind of beginning to outline the next wave a little bit and shading from there up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not the right blue. No.
Okay,
Very
so
good.
I'm
Very good.
here with this and I'm looking at this and it's got this nice dark spots here. Pretty undefined, so I'm just gonna come in with my blue, make some nice dark kind of squiggles, trying not to be too conforming, trying not to get too uniform. Okay, and then come over a little bit, trying to keep an eye on the shapes that are on our image. Remember, our image, that's got all the information we need. Now I'm seeing it as kind of a blue gray, so I'm going to come back in with my black. Put a little bit of gray black onto it too. Then I'm going to do the same thing there for this section here. So right underneath here with all this foam. I want to do the squiggly hand. I don't want to do anything that's too uniform. So definitely want to just move it around. Believe it or not, this is a great way to do trees too.
I think I'm pressing too hard. I keep running out of, I go sharpen them again.
I've had to sharpen my pencil a couple times, so I don't think so. You're doing good.
All right.
Looks more like a scribble job than a water scene.
But you haven't had the water yet.
To improve.
Ooh.
Not me.
Ooh, baby blue.
Oh,
Whew, I think I went a little too, I got too many scribbles.
Too many scribbles?
Too many. Oh well, it'll just be a really big wave. Yeah, maybe I'll just accentuate it. Oh, should I go get some salt?
You can if you want to, because I'm about to start putting water on, so.
Ooh, I'll be right back.
ugh. Let's see, where'd you get there?
Okay.
There, this.
Ooh. Oh, oh, Prim, come on. You are a silly kitty.
Okay, So one of the secrets about getting three-dimensionality in a landscape is the crispness of line.
Oh,
Mm,
The crispness of line. So what that means is that this line right here, I
right.
want this to stay as sharp as I can possibly get it. This
Okay.
white line where this foam is, I want that to be as sharp as I can possibly get it. So what that means is that as I'm using my water, so when I come up with my water,
mm,
let's see if I can get this. So I'm making sure, right,
mm.
that I'm directing the water exactly where I want it to go. Can you see how that's working?
Uh-huh.
So do you pull down from that line?
I guess so. I'm not sure that's what I would call it. I've got my water and I'm placing my brush and I'm following along that edge. Oh, that's not gonna work.
There's like carnival music playing.
Sorry, I got more
Somewhere.
clocks than you can count in this house.
Oh no, it's kind of fun.
So maybe you don't want the water to get past that
Right,
black.
right.
So it's just a really, really crisp line. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not worrying about adding water to the rest of the upper.
No, you're
The
not worrying
background water,
about
yeah.
the water on the
Just the
upper part.
line.
You're more worried about making a really crisp line on this edge right here.
So maybe you
Gotcha.
don't want to use a lot of water.
Yeah, you want to make sure your brush is really filled with water.
Mm-hmm.
Don't shake it off. You're not trying to blend your colors. You're just washing them by. Okay, and then I'm coming back and just I want enough water to activate the watercolors, but I don't want so much water that it's starting to push that edge, right? Got to
Okay.
kind of walk that fine line.
I need.
Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing here. Now I wanna make sure that I'm saving the whites, right? And because this wave has a definite kind of grain to it, right? I wanna make sure that when I'm putting my water on, I'm following that wave pattern.
Mhm.
But again, I don't want to go by here. I want to make sure to save that sharp edge.
Okay.
Okay, so as I'm looking at this part, I'm liking some of this in through here, but some of this has to be definitely darker. But I like some of this like really translucent greens up in through here, but some of this definitely has to be darker. So on the second pass, when I darken some of this in, I'm definitely going to be darker, put in more color and put in more details. But for right now, just going to let that dry.
That's the
Now,
hardest part.
uh,
I think letting it dry is the hardest part of this whole
whole process.
technique.
Okay, so now I actually had to move my salt away because I stuck my brush in the salt instead of the water.
Uh-oh. Oh dear.
I'm not going to be able to use that salt shaker for a while now. I'm going to have to clean that out later. Can't put that back down in the kitchen.
That's funny.
Oh, it'd be all right.
Nobody will notice. Just between us. Okay, so now for this. So I've got my big brush and I'm really loading it up with water, right? So and I am really soaking this up.
You're just kind of dabbing there.
Yeah, because I'm just wanting
that.
this to be loaded up with water.
Not the one above it.
I'll get to that one in a second.
Okay, I was looking down. I didn't think I missed it.
Yep, nope, you haven't missed anything yet, Pam.
Load it up.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's got a big puddle there.
Big puddle, big puddle. I really want it loaded up with water.
Mm-hmm.
Woo. That's what I was afraid of.
Okay,
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Okay.
Can you put the salt on after that?
yep. And I am
Roll
being
salt.
extremely generous with this.
So you're
So,
putting salt on that whole section?
yeah, I'm just, because there's sea foam all over that. So I'm just really just loading it up. So what happens is that the salt actually draws the water to itself. That's the action of salt.
Oh,
And what it does is while it's drawing the water, it actually pulls the color with it. So you're going to get these really interesting like movements and very organic things. So this section will be very interesting. So we're going to see what happens to that. But it helps when you have a whole lot of water there.
Oh, yeah, it is coming out. Okay.
The more water you have there,
Hmm.
the more action you will get.
Now I know the reason for salt.
Now
It's
you
to
know the
do
reason
water.
for salt. Yep. Yep. Sugar also works, but it works a little differently. So give it some tests.
How is it? Does it still pull the water to it?
Yeah, it will still work with, it will still pull water, but it reacts a little differently. So you should give it some tests.
Back out with that. Hmm.
Right. Oops.
Interesting. Oh, okay. Let's see, which one do we want? Let's try this one.
Okay, and now I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side where there's so much, there's a bunch of sea foam over here also.
You're just gonna put salt over that?
Yep.
Okay.
How generous with the salt are we talking?
I've got a pretty good crust on mine.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Okay.
My salt doesn't want to come out of the salt shaker, darn it.
Yeah, I took mine off and just sprinkled it. I'm not sure if you can see it here.
Mm,
And yours is
yeah, it's really, really
Yeah,
blurry.
I'm like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see. Wow.
okay. I'm
A
like,
lot of salt.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah, this is not like salting for taste. This is salting for coverage.
You just put it on the left and then the right, but not up above the yellow, right?
Yeah, I tried not to. I got some up there. It'll probably put some interesting stuff into it too. Probably not quite as much because there's not as much water up here.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. I need to add a little more stuff then.
Okay. So now, believe it or not, we have to let it dry because we can't do anything else with it.
Wow.
You
Bummer.
can't. That's why you have 3 images.
And how long does this dry period have to last?
It depends on how wet your room is.
Okay, here's another question. I see people online using hair dryers. Is that bad?
You know what? If your life is so bad that you have to use a hair dryer,
You're not relaxing. I see them do it all the time and I'm like, how does that affect the paper, the color, all that stuff?
I find that it actually will affect the color a little bit.
I thought it might. I didn't do it, but I wondered about it.
It's kind of strange and I can't exactly explain how it affects the color, but it just does kind of seem like it affects the color.
Yeah, I thought it would distort it a little bit or fade it or something.
When I'm so rushed that I have to blow dry it, I find that I actually end up with one of those little like color streaks because I blew the color in a.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
that can
blew.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
that's
that makes
bad.
sense.
So I'm kind of like, all right, if I'm that bad, I just need to not be working that day. So
Right.
yeah,
You need to allow the time.
yeah.
Mm.
I didn't think that was, I thought it had affected somehow.
Okay, so I'm gonna find some place that hopefully a cat won't sit on this.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, it is a problem.
Are we gonna work on something else then, or?
Yeah.
Oh,
And are you gonna have the videos online for these ones too?
Yes.
All right, cool.
So when you guys asked for water, does this satisfy the quest you had to learn how to deal with water?
Definitely.
Well, it's a start, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
so to get the spray on when I'm doing my Niagara Fall picture, that would work for that as well.
Yeah. So you guys want to do the looking down on the pond? Or is that too abstracty for you guys?
Reminds me of that journaling thing we
It
tried to
would
do with
be.
looking down into water.
Looking down onto the water?
That's
That's pretty-
one photo.
Huh?
That's one picture. The
Uh-huh.
two things combined.
Uh-huh.
Well, we would have lost that argument for sure.
Yeah, this is a pond out in the garden. And we had daylilies and
Ah,
fish.
Oh, wow, I see the, yeah, I see
nice.
goldfish.
Can you
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
can you see it now? It looks so
Yeah.
abstract if I don't point it out to you, doesn't it?
Yes,
Gene, you're right. There's a fish in it.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's a fish. Can you see the bubbles?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Gene saw the fish.
okay. Yeah, it is pretty interesting image. Cool.
Okay, that might be just a little bit too simple. So let's go ahead and work on this one, shall we?
Okay.
Got rocks.
It's got rocks.
I like
I like to learn more about rocks.
All right, portrait.
Okay. Up a little.
Okay, so if we've got our points, our imaginary points, and we said this is what interests us. This group here is what interests us most. So we're going to put this around about here. So we're going to put that one there, and we're going to put that one there, and let's put
Ooh.
that one there.
Those are the rocks? you're
Yep,
doing?
these are going to be our rock clusters.
Hmm.
Now let's make that one nice and big so that we can kind of accentuate him.
Oops, daisy. I don't like that.
So just sketching out the main rocks
Yeah,
and okay.
yep. Just trying to get a general idea as where everybody's sitting at,
Mhm.
not being too worried about too many details.
Yeah.
Simba, you got your own food. No, no, Simba. Simba, you got your own food.
Come on.
Okay, so when I have an image like this, the first thing I will start doing is I will start doing an evaluation onto my colors. And the first thing I notice is that there's just an awful lot of neutrals in these rocks. So remember all those colors we got from our reds and greens and our blues and our oranges?
Right.
I would
Mhm.
probably be using an awful lot of those colors in these rocks, actually. And as I'm looking, look at how orange some of this water is over here.
Yeah.
And then here's a reflection from the grass. So we've got
Mhm.
some green coming in here. Here's a reflection from this stick coming in. So we're going to need to make sure we get those details right. Here's some reflections over here from these sticks. Here's a bunch of leaves. So we're going to need to keep an eye out for those details as we work. But boy, this water isn't blue at all, is it? Look at all the browns,
Right.
almost like
Yeah.
a red brown for water. Down in
Yeah, and
here.
there's even a lot of colors in the rocks, like
Mhm.
almost like a red, orange, purple,
Yeah,
green.
yeah. Okay. So going to be working with a lot of neutrals here.
Mm.
Okay. So instead of just grabbing the brown and coloring them all in, I like to go for the combination of the two neutrals. So doing like a blue orange or a, a yellow purple or a red green. That way, as you blend these colors, you get more of a different variation. So your eye has something to look at instead of just a monotone color. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what we can get as we're working on this. So let's go ahead. We're supposed to start all the way in the back, but gosh, that's just a bunch of sticks back there. So let's start in the fun spot. Let's start with the water and move forward. Okay. And then we'll go do this later.
Okay.
Does that sound cool with everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's go ahead and I'm going to do a blue orange. So I'm going to start all the way back here with that rock right back there
Mm.
with the blue orange. So I'm going to sharpen my pencil first.
But why do you start with the back and then come to the front?
Well, if you did your trees first and then tried to put the sky in next, how hard would
Oh.
that be? Yeah,
Yeah, I got you. So it's kind of like the lightest colors first thing again.
yeah.
So are you, it's hard to see, but are you like 3/4 up the page? Or you-
Yeah, I'm about 3/4 of the page up.
Okay. Okay. Trying to get proportion.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
I can't tell where you're working on the photo.
Okay, I'm that rock right there, right in the middle of the water, all the way in the back.
The big one or there's like 3 rocks back in the back,
Yeah,
come right
Yeah.
down the center. Are you at the biggest?
yeah,
Okay.
right here,
Do that one more time.
right there.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
That's a blue you're working with?
Yeah, I got a blue and an
Oh.
orange.
Oh, it looks kind of like a black or a gray from the camera.
Yeah,
Okay.
when I put the orange over the top of the blue, it took it to a neutral
You
because,
put the orange. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
because
I
they're
gotcha.
complementary.
I gotcha. Oh, I've got so many choices here. I've got an orange lake, a cadmium orange, and a cadmium orange middle. I don't know what to do.
And remember, not all blues and oranges cancel out, so you're gonna have to find which orange and
Yeah.
which blue.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
So now I'm gonna jump down to the next stone in the middle of the stream.
Hmm. I would have never thought of
Doing a blue and orange together, using your complements together.
No, I haven't tried that before.
One of the painting classes I took with the other teacher whose name I can't remember,
Mhm.
we did a whole painting, a still life, only using orange and blue,
Mm-hmm.
no other colors.
Wow.
But in the painting, there are browns and oranges and some red and some blue and some green, just by using orange and different layers and levels of orange and blue.
Yep, you can get some fantastic. And as I'm looking at this, I think I would actually do the whole thing in orange and blue as I'm looking at this.
Yeah, you could. Easily.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's just a couple of spots of green.
Hmm.
The still life had a terracotta pot.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and some orange and some like blood oranges that she had cut into quarters,
Mm-hmm.
and a blue and white striped towel. And the only colors that we used were the orange and the blue. It was just fascinating how it worked.
How it works, yep.
My internet cut out for a minute there. Now I'm back.
Okay.
Okay. What, sorry, I missed that part about one of the painting classes and then it cut out.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
had a painting class in which the teacher, she had to do a painting in which yellow or orange and blue was the only two colors you could use.
Oh, wow.
Ah,
So if you care to see it, this is what I was talking about.
Oh, wow, that is nice.
hey, nice.
Oh,
That is pretty neat.
cool.
Oh,
But
Yeah, that's really pretty. That turned out well.
it did. And like I said, we didn't use any other tubes of paint except for the
Wow.
blue. And I was like, how is this going to work? But the more we just kept blending them and changing them, we were getting the most incredible colors. It was
Yeah,
really cool.
oh, that is
yeah, that's a lot of different colors for just using two colors.
Yeah, it was really awesome.
Amazing how that works.
Okay, so now I've got just a brown.
Oh, now you're adding the brown? Okay.
Yep, and now I'm adding a little blue into it to help push it back farther.
Yeah.
Some more brown. Is that a brown or a light brown?
Yeah, it's just says dark brown.
Dark brown, okay.
Just says
Doesn't-
dark brown on it.
Yeah, it doesn't look that dark.
Well, I'm using it real lightly too.
Okay.
They put a little blue in there?
Yeah, and then I just put a little blue here in order to help push it back farther.
Are you putting blue over all of it?
No,
Or,
yeah, so I've got the brown here.
Mhm.
And then this back in here is blue, okay? So
yeah.
this is orange up in here.
Mhm.
I've got a brown,
yeah.
so I'm putting some brown in this area. So this is orange, this is warmer. This is
Yeah.
the brown. This will be more
Mhm.
neutral. And then I'll put blue here, so it will go more back.
Yeah, yeah, draw it back further. Okay.
Draw it back,
Yeah. Cooler, drawing it back, warmer, drawing it
drawing it
forward.
forwards, right.
Yeah. So orange and brown, you said, down at that part?
Right, so I've got some brown here in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I've got orange up here at the front.
Yeah. Okay.
And now I'm working the blue back in this area.
Hmm.
So when it comes time to deal with this tree line, what I would probably do is I would come in and put in my sky color in through this area here, right? Then I would just put in a neutral brown color in through here and just wash that out, right? And then I would just get myself a cup of tea and sit down with a cup of tea, take a nice big breath, and then just start drawing out tree shapes with my pencil and not touch it with any water at that point.
Okay.
So this would all just become just lines.
Mm.
So what color would you use for the tree shapes, like brown or?
Yeah, probably brown. And then some of these larger ones would, you know, like here, this larger one here, I can see some black shapes on it. So it's a little more three-dimensional. So brown and black. That one's got a little green on it. But yeah, some very neutral. This one here is nice and dark. So that one would be black. Okay, so that's how I would actually deal with this back part. Okay.
Would you make that sky more of a grayish or brownish gray, or because it looks more,
Yeah,
you know,
it's a very overcast
Overcast.
day when I took
overcast?
that shot. Yeah,
Yeah. Or blend gray and blue or something.
yeah.
Terrible. Whoops, Daisy. Lost my picture. Oh. Ah,
Yes.
let's do this. Ah. Oh, stop.
Boy, this is some heck of water.
You're adding to the blue and orange, blue and yellow also.
I added just a little bit of yellow over here because I'm kind of seeing just a little bit of a green and kind of a little bit of a yellow cast over here. You may not see that on yours, but that's, you know, my
Right.
eyes might be seeing something differently than yours. And that's, you know,
Okay.
you do what you see. Remember that always.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got my eraser and I'm going to come in and I can actually do a little cutting in on this. To help lift off a little bit.
I'm sorry, my Wi-Fi cut out for just a moment there again.
Okay.
What were you doing with the water there?
The eraser, I can come in and cut out a little bit for some of this foam that's over
Okay.
here. So you can lift up a little bit of the colored pencil.
Oh,
Not a
okay.
lot, not a lot, but you
Yeah.
can lift up a little bit.
Okay. Huh, I didn't know that. Yeah, look at that. Wow.
Okay.
Learn new things all the
Wow.
time.
Oh,
So back here, where these little waterfalls are, so back in here, if you look, all it is white with little black accents where you can see through it. So what you're doing is you're not doing the white, you're actually doing the little black accents. So you leave everything else and you just do these little gray squiggles.
And are you using your black for that?
Yes, I am.
All right.
So see what I've been doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm hearing lots of huffing and puffing. Is everybody okay?
Mm.
So many tiny little details.
I know.
Oh,
That's a problem with rocks. They can be,
those darned rocks.
But remember, this is your image. You can put in as many or as little as you want.
Yeah.
I put in too many big rocks. I can only work at it.
Boulders, when they get that big, they're no longer rocks, they're boulders.
I got a lot of boulders. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but.
I'm not sure how much I should color in because there's so much white space with the water.
Well, we need to make sure that the white space stays white.
Yeah. So you're putting the orange down first. Okay.
Yeah, right now, and then I might actually come back in, put the blue in, and then put more orange on top,
Okay.
because I'm seeing it as more of an orange cast to it,
Yeah.
right? The color. So
Yeah.
you have
the
to put more
reflections
orange
and-
on
Yeah.
top.
Mm-hmm.
But it is definitely a darker color than,
Are we gonna put salt on this too?
you can if you want to. Are you seeing areas where you think salt would go well?
Yeah, where there's foam or there's even some white spots. It
Uh-huh.
might look better too with some salt.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now areas like right here. See this right area right here?
Mhm.
If you look, see the streaks where the water is rushing in one area? Here,
Yeah.
let's look here.
Yeah.
See this? See this area right here? Okay, so we're gonna make sure to leave the white, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're going to definitely draw in this direction as we work. Same in this little area here. So we're going to draw this way so that our strokes actually help form the shape of this little waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes it's hard to tell whether there's a rock or water.
Yeah, because they're so
It's really
blending in
subtle.
together, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of tricky to tell. It's like-
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Mm.
here. Let's see, how are you adding the water on here? Are you just kind of doing all of the background areas as one
Yeah,
wash?
I'm just kind of doing a wash right now, just back and forth along the back edge.
Yeah. Okay.
I got plenty of water. Kind of avoiding the really dark stuff right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I touch the dark stuff, I want to just barely have enough water in my brush to kind of activate the color. I don't want to
Okay.
get it all sloppy and moving around. Just want it to be kind of watery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I got this dark rock right here and I got it really, really wet. So what I'm doing is I'm dipping my brush into it and I'm just going back up this little shoreline here. And I'm just kind of bouncing it around this shoreline, kind of underlying the shoreline,
Yeah.
giving it a little definition, okay? That's all I'm
Mhm.
doing.
Jackie,
Yeah.
will we be working on the wave picture again next week?
I'm hoping to put a video together for you guys so that you will have it, so that you can go ahead and finish that on your own whenever you want to. Does that be all right with you guys?
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I mean, I really love that one. I would love to keep working on it, but I probably need some more direction.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Yeah, the putting the videos on YouTube has been really helpful. Or just having the videos has been helpful.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I thought it was better to put them on YouTube than the university, because the university only lets you have them for 30 days. And I was like,
Oh.
ah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really nice to have a little more time there.
Little more time so you guys can go through what I'm giving you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. Hello.
One of my cats was just here. I don't know why. She loves drinking the water after it has paint in it. Like, oh, it's delicious. It's so colorful.
Hi, sweetie. Yes, I have 10 studio mates.
Oh, wow. Oh, I gotta run get my laptop charger.
You mean 10 studio mates or 10 cats?
I'll let you figure that one out.
Cats.
That's good.
Okay, so we are at 8:18. Does anybody know what they want to learn for next week?
Ooh.
What subject do you guys want to do?
I'm not sure about subject, but I'd like to learn more cool techniques.
Yeah, technique is better. Yeah.
Like
about
with
a
the
flower? What
salt
about-
was cool.
Flower to get us in the mood for spring.
Just flowers for spring?
Ooh.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's nice.
You're awesome.
So do you have to lay over this after it dries again and go over it again?
Yep. Yep. So now that I've watered this area, I have to wait for it to dry. So when I go and do this area over here, I'm going to be paying attention to this here. See all the texture that's in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember all the squiggles we did?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm going to be doing that in this area to actually add texture to the forest floor.
Okay.
And that's also how I would do the leaves over here too.
The squiggles and
Mhm.
then dabbing the water.
Yep. Yep. So
Okay.
what colors do you think you would use?
Almost like a yellow and an orange and red, kind of
Mhm.
like that hat that we did last week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very much like that hat. So I would make sure to, and think of these as clumps, you know, like the hair, look for the individual, but the clumps. So you've got
Yeah.
this clump shape, and then you've got that clump shape, and then there's this clump shape.
Hmm.
So you want to make clump shapes. with it.
Yeah. And there's that clump shape. So what do you guys think? You think you guys can finish this as your homework?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear. Positivity. Now, the other thing, if you guys ever get stuck, if you need some advice, if you need some help, you can email me at any time. You guys know my email. It's Jackie Tice Studios.
Mhm.
Jackie Tice, and that's backwards. Studios at gmail.com.
Okay.
Okay. You can also find me on Facebook. It's just Jackie Tice. And I also have a public page, which is Jackie Tice Studios. Pam has a problem actually getting emails. So I contact her actually through Facebook. So if you have troubles, let me know.
Okay.
We can talk through Facebook too.
So it's also Jackie Tice Studios on Facebook.
Yep, it's Jackie Tice Studios on Facebook also. If you need help, just send me a message. Sometimes I'm doing a lot, but sometimes, you know, I'm very happy to actually send you back a message. I'll give you a critique, thumbs up.
Or thumbs down. I'm just joking. I feel like I'm doing a thumbs down tonight.
Not my
Definitely
students.
learned a
My
lot,
students
yeah.
are too good to get a thumbs down.
You might get a sideways thumb.
A sideways thumb? I've never seen a sideways thumb.
I got it. How about a question mark? Like, huh? What? What's this?
Okay, so I'm gonna find some flowers tomorrow for us to do, or tomorrow, next week.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that's nice.
No, this is challenging. It's not fun.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, definitely.
Water can be very challenging, yeah.
Yeah, I would say the simpler, the better next time.
Yep, yep.
Really? Because boy, I've got a really nice bouquet I wanted to do.
I mean, it's my first instruction in this medium, so I'm not really knowing how to use it too well yet. Mhm.
Are you having fun?
Yes, but I don't feel like I'm like progressing necessarily. Mhm.
Have you learned anything?
Yeah, I mean, but again, I'm like way at the beginning, so I'm like, I think all you guys probably have more experience than me. Mhm.
There's nothing better than the beginner's mind.
Yes, it's true.
And it doesn't matter. I mean, I've been painting off and on over the years, and I don't feel I've really progressed because I'm not very good at practicing in between.
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, it's more about just attempting and experimenting at this point.
Yeah, but like I'm kind of like, do we now go over this wave step with another color on top of that? Mhm.
Yes, we will.
You know, and like that kind of sort of that next step, because it's really rudimentary pretty, but I'm sure it needs more.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with these is that you put layer upon layer upon layer, and your last layer actually is the one that has all of the details.
Yeah, so that would be fun to kind of try to maybe walk through that whole process.
Yeah, and it's unfortunately that's going to come to you in the big videos. It's just that in the 2.5 hours to do this, I mean, you know, that's how far I could get you. You know?
Yeah, it's a lot to it, I can tell.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not a quick process.
Very pretty though. It's really neat.
Yeah, and I find it always very satisfying, you know, very calming.
Oh,
Yeah, this has been great. Just, getting together and having this time set aside. Yeah, it's really relaxing.
Mhm.
Oh, it's really been nice. And
definitely. I think like me, I haven't done it really much at all. And just, I need to get the concepts first because you're really creating an illusion. So what I need to visualize is how to create that illusion.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
that, I think you do have to practice that and try different things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
At least that's my experience.
Mhm.
Yeah. A lot of learning as you go.
yeah, a
And
lot of
what-
it is with any kind of drawing, you do those layers where you start
Right. Yeah.
and you go
Yeah.
to the next brighter color. So
Yeah. And a lot of things that a lot of people don't understand is that some things that I'm showing people may work for some people and some things may not work for others.
Mm.
You know, it's just the kind of an artist that you are.
Mm-hmm.
So if something's not clicking for you, don't stress about it. Okay, is there any other questions?
I'm okay.
You're okay?
I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
We're good? Okay. Well, we're at 8:35, so we've run over, so I'm gonna go ahead and end.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you,
Everybody
Jackie.
stay warm. Enjoy your drawings. And I will see you again next week.
See you
Thank
next
you.
weekend.
Thanks, Jackie. See ya.
Bye.
Thanks, Jackie. Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody. Good to see everybody.
See ya.
Good seeing everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Have
Bye.
a good week.